Hello everyone, I'll be creating a portfolio project into this video with the help of Microsoft Excel. We'll be doing a lot of different things today with the help of our data set. So first of all, we'll be analyzing some of the different data points, and later on we'll be creating a dashboard so that it can generate some of the great business insights. So feel free to use this particular project into your resume and also explore from your end as much as you can, because I believe a lot more can be done onto this data set as well. So the intention of this video is to give a brief onto this particular data set and help you understand this data set into much more detailed way, and also later on I'll be discussing some of the main features which are available into Excel, and these features many people don't know about. These features, they can help us to create attractive dashboards. So with that being said, let us jump over to my screen. So don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Let's move to my screen. The data set is very much simple. So into the very first column, you can see the date column is present. Into the column B, you can see the region is present here. Into the column C, you can see some delivery person name. Into the column D, you can see the customer ID. Into the column E, you can see the food item which has been delivered. Into the column F, you can see the cost price of this food item and the selling price of this food item to the customers. We want to calculate all these data points which you can see here, and later on we'll be creating an attractive dashboard here. So this will be a end-to-end project from analyzing the data set to creating the dashboard. You will be seeing this here into this particular video. So let us dig much more deeper into this particular data set. So you can see all these dates which are present here and also the reason. So if let's say if I want to count the number of unique reason which are present into my data set, so I'll be doing this. So I'll just be copying my data set and I'll be pasting it into the next one of the columns here, and I'll go and remove the duplicates from here. So you can see I'm getting 5 unique reason in which my data set is present. So it is southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest, and the central region which you can see here. And I'll just delete this data set. So you can see the cost price of this food item and the selling price of the food item is present here. Also the customer ID of the customer who have ordered this particular food item. So for example, the delivery person name, so I'll just read out for one of the row. Onto this particular date, into the southeast region, Suresh had delivered this order to customer ID 1. The order was Balushahi and the cost price of this item was 1055 point something, and the selling price of this item was 1067. So this was the cost which was paid by the customer. This was the cost which was incurred by the, let's say, the food app or the restaurant. So you can assume this data set is to be from a restaurant or from a food app. And into the column C, I have the delivery person name who delivered the order, and into the column D, I have the customer ID of all these customers who ordered this orders, like all the food items which are present here. Let us calculate, let us see the very first thing which we need to calculate here. So the very first thing which we need to calculate is the reason wise sales which had happened here. So I'll just be doing, so to calculate this, I'll be just be doing a pivot table. I'll be inserting a pivot table into this data set. Go to insert pivot table, and this you can see I'm getting all these options. So what is the thing which we need to calculate? So we need to calculate the reason wise sales. So you can see the reason column and the sales column. So this is the selling price which I am concerned of. So I'm not concerned of the cost price, I am concerned of the selling price, because this was the cost which was paid by the customers. So the sales which has happened onto the basis of the reason wise. So I'll bring my reason onto the rows column, and the selling price I'll be bringing onto the values column, which you can see here. So you can see the central, northeast and northwest, southeast and the southwest. I'm getting the sum of the selling which have been done onto all these regions which are present here. Now let us create a chart here to display this data set into much more better way. So I'll be going with this particular chart, you can see, and with the help of this chart I'm getting to see all these regions into much more detailed way. So you can see the northwest region, the maximum number of sales which had been done. So I'll be just be going to this format, and let us format this chart into much more detailed way. So I'll be selecting, you can select any chart from here whichever you like. So I'll be just be keeping the very first chart from here. We go to this shadow option and let us do some changes here. So it is up to you, whatever you like. So I'm doing some changes here according to me. So you can see all these options are present here onto the Excel, and you can design your chart similarly. So this was the very first thing which we need to calculate. The second thing which we need to calculate is the top 10 customers from our data set who have ordered our products. So similarly, I'll be making another pivot table here. I'll be clicking OK, and will be getting all the customers ID. I'll be getting the selling price from here. Now you can see I'm getting all the customers name from here, but what is the thing which we want? We want to get the data of the top 10 customers who have ordered our products or they ordered our food item. So to get the top 10 customer, I'll do a simple right click, and after this we need to get onto this filter thing. You can see the top 10 option here. I'll click onto this top 10 option. I'll click onto the OK. So you can see I've got all those customers who have ordered or were the top 10 customers from my data set. You can see I've got here. Let us create another chart here. This I'll be doing a simple chart. I'll be presenting here. Let us format this chart also. So I'll be providing a shadow to this. You need, if you want to edit the shadow option, you need to go to this shadow option which is present at the last, and it is up to you, whatever option you can select. So I'll just do some changes here. That's all. Let us move to the third point which we need to calculate here. So we need to calculate the month and the year wise sales which had happened here. We'll be also be calculating the same thing using the pivot table. So we want to get the month and the year wise sales as well. So also the sales which had happened onto the month and also onto the year wise, whatever sales has been happened. So you can see I've got this date column. I'll be presenting this onto the basis of the rows thing here. Now you'll find this very much interesting. My date has been divided onto the basis of the year and also onto the basis of the quarter, but I don't want this. I want to divide my data set onto the basis of the month and also onto the basis of the year. So to do this, I'll be clicking right click. You can see this ungroup option here. So you can see the entire data set has been ungrouped first of all. Now after this, I want to group my data set. Now onto what basis I want to group my data set? I want to group my data set onto the basis of months and the years. I'll click OK here. You can see I've got the months to 2021. I've got all the months. 2022 I've got all the months here. Now I want to get the sales which has happened into all these years. So you can see I've got this data set. So you can use the group and the ungroup option likewise. Create some attractive dashboards onto this particular data set. So let's take this data set for now, and this depicts a picture like in 2021. You can see for 2022 you can see the Feb month how many sales have been taken place. Similarly for all these data set you can see. Now if you want to change, you can format this particular thing also, like from this particular option you can select whatever option you feel like is better for you. I'll take a simple one here, and that's all is required. Similarly you can format this chart as well. So I'll be using the same thing. I'll be providing a shadow here. That's all. Also let us rename this chart. what was this chart all about. So this chart is about month and year wise sales. Similarly, this chart is all about the top 10 customers, and this dataset is all about the region wise sales. If I want to add the data here for each of the bar, I can add here add data labels. You can see I've got all these data sets, all these data labels. You can see I've got here. Similarly, I'll do for this chart also, because this also have some bar graphs. So I'll be providing my data labels here. I'll just expand this a bit. Bring this down, and this is my top 10 customers, region wise sales, and month and year wise sales I have got. The last thing which we need to calculate is the delivery person sales in each region. So in each region, you can see I want to calculate what is the total sales which has been done by each of the delivery person. So I'll be inserting another table here, and I'll be providing the delivery person name into my rows thing. My region I'll be providing into the columns, and the selling price I'll be providing into the values thing. So this looks nice. I'll take this. Let us change the color. I'll make this green. So this looks attractive. So if you want to format this to this, let us format this a bit. So friends, you can see I've got all these four metrics here. Whatever we have discussed, I've got all these four metrics. Now you will tell me, Ashutosh, this is not a dashboard. These are the separate charts you have created, and that is absolutely correct. So let us create a dashboard from here. So let us see how to do this. I'll move to the next sheet. I'll go to this view. I'll remove the grid lines from here. Then from here I'll go to this insert, go to the shapes, make this dashboard here. Let us change the background color to something this. Okay, after this I have created this rectangle. I'll make it a much more bigger. So let us insert a text. So I'll go to this insert. You can see this word art thing. So I'll just take this yellow one, and I'll just make this as the sales dashboard, and let us bring this. Okay, let us bring this here. So you can see my title has been created for the dashboard. So this I'm doing into a much more simple way, but you can explore from your end also, like you can make it a much more attractive way. I'm just exploring the features here just to make you aware whatever features are available into the Microsoft Excel to create a dashboard, a good dashboard. Let us get all the charts whichever we have created here, and we'll be creating our dashboard later. So this is my first chart. It is taking a much more place. So this is my second chart here. So Control C, and let us say I want to paste my chart here. This is our second chart which we have created. I'll just bring this here. And let us get the third chart from here. So do Control C and Control V here also. Let us increase the width and decrease the height. chart is left. So I'll just do a control C, control V, and you can see I've got the last chart here. Yeah, I think everything is sorted now. So these are the 4 charts which we created. This was a basic overview of how do we create dashboards into Microsoft Excel. So if somebody comes and look onto this particular dashboard, he can generate some of the business insights onto the data set which we have. What if we can have certain filters here, and we can just click on those filters, and these data sets, they will change here itself. This filter thing which I'm telling here, so in other terms, into the Excel terms, it is termed as the slicers. So here we'll be entering some of the slicers here. Let us see how to do this. I'll just click on any of the graph. You can just click here, and we need to go to this pivot table, analyze, and inside this you can see insert slicer option which is present here. So I'll just click onto this, and onto what all slicers do we want. So we want slicers onto the basis of the reason, the, let's say, the year. I'll just take the delivery person name, and all these slicers you can see they have been created. So one of these slicers is for the year. I'll place it here. The other person is onto the basis of the delivery person name, and the last slicer is onto the basis of the reason name. So I'll just place this here as well. Let's make this a bit shorter, and you can see all these 3 slicers, they have been created for me. Now let us connect all these charts. So you can see if I'm doing anything, if I'm selecting anything, only action is taking place onto the very first chart. But I want to connect all these charts so that whenever I am clicking or filtering anything, all these charts data, they get affected in the sense like the changes can be shown into all these charts data. So let us see how to do this. See how to connect all these 3 filters section or the slicers which we have created. So to do this, to click onto one of this slicer here, do a right click, and you can see report connection. You can just select every other option which are present here, and similar operation you need to do this for each of these slicer whichever you will be creating. I'll be clicking OK, and let us do for the very last one. You can see I just be checking onto all the slicers, and after this all of my slicers have been connected. Now friend, this is a very simple dashboard, and here I am just showing you all the features which are available here. So this is a very basic level dashboard. You can see I'm just assembled all these charts which I've created onto the different sheets. I've just assembled here, and I've presented the slicers. So let's say I want to see only the data for 2021. I can just select the 2021, and you can see all these data have been filtered out. I want to see the data for 2021 Mahesh and onto the Northeast. So you can see I'm getting all these data sets. So friends, this is how all these different charts, they have been connected using these slicers, and the dashboard has been prepared. You can do multiple things here. You can explore as many things from here onto the same data set. I'll be attaching the data set into the description box of this video. If you want to see this dashboard into the entire screen, you can just go to the view. You can just uncheck both of these options from here, and this dashboard will be shown onto the entire screen. So you can see this is a very simple dashboard, but it is very much effective as I have explored multiple options here as well. So friends, this was how you can select multiple options from all these drop downs. So I'll just do a control, and I'm selecting all the multiple options here. Let us explore one of the more charts, which is the pie chart here. So we'll be exploring or doing the pie chart, let's say onto the reason wise sales only. Let's go to insert, pivot table. Okay, this time it's right, and I want to get the reason wise sales, and I want to get the pie chart option. We'll be pasting the pie chart option at our dashboard. will be seeing onto which reason how many percentage of sales was taken place or how much sales were done. So you can see I'm getting the sum of the selling price here, but I want to get the percentage of the selling price instead of the sum of the selling price. So I want to convert this into the percentage value. So let's see how to do this. Do a simple right click here and I'll give this show value as, and you can see it is showing this percentage of grand total, and you can see our entire data set has been converted into the percentage value. Now let us create a pie chart here. I'll just go to this. Okay, I'll just go to this pie chart option. I'll create a simple pie chart here. Also I'll just format this. I'll add a shadow here to make this look much more attractive. You can do anything, it is not a compulsory thing. So, and let us add the data label also. So I'll just do a select add data label. So you can see all the data labels have been added here also, and this is how you can get the percentage of the total sales that has happened. Let us add this chart. There is no space here, we need to create certain space for this chart. It should look good at the very end. This doesn't look good at the moment, but the intention of this video was just to explore or to demonstrate as many features as it is available into the Excel, and you can just explore like this. So what can I do? I'll just bring this chart here, and I'll just bring this chart here. For this particular chart, let's see if the data is changing or not. So you can see the data is not changing right now, and it is not affecting this particular chart. So what we can do is click on to the right click onto the each of the slicer, and you can see an extra chart has been added. I'll just click onto the checkbox. Whenever I'm adding, I'll need to click onto the select the checkbox here. So I'll just do for each of the slicer here, and that's all is required, and our charts will be connected. So friends, this was a very simple little thing. So you can see now it is affecting our pie chart also as well. So friends, this is how a simple dashboard can be created, a good looking dashboard can be created. This was just an example. I just want to demonstrate all the features which are available. You can explore as much as possible from your end also to make it look much more attractive. So this was just a simple level features I just wanted to demonstrate. Let's create one more chart here. So if you want to know one more data point which you can calculate here is, so you can also calculate the percentage profit which has happened, the most amount of profit which has happened from each of the region. So you can just divide it onto the basis of the delivery person, onto the basis of the region. So you can see the data set here. So let's say I'm having the cost price, I'm having the selling price, and I want to know what is the highest amount of profit which has happened from a certain region or from each of the regions. So let us see how to calculate this particular thing. So I'll make a pivot table here, and I'll be using the selling price and the cost price column. Definitely I'll be making a reason, I'll be presenting the selling price, I'll be presenting the cost price, and from here I'll be going to field item and sets, and here I'll be using this particular option. So let us say I want, and I'm calculating the profit column here. So what is the formula for profit? So the formula for profit is selling price, and so the formula for profit is selling price minus the cost price, and I'll click on OK. So you can see an extra column has been created for each of the row labels and onto each of the sum of the profit. So with the help of this data also, I can just have or create a simple data set here onto which of the reason is my maximum profit taking place. So you can add this chart also here as well. See, the maximum profit which is happening here is from the southwest region. So similarly you can explore as many as data points from your end also, and you can add similar charts into your dashboards. Hope you had found this video very much useful. So do like this video and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, to receive such kind of useful information. So meet you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.